Hi Last Cloudians, welcome to another Last Cloudia video, and in today's video it's gonna be for beginners and we're gonna be talking about Arks. Now, Arks, I would feel, is the most important aspect of the game, as it's able to teach skills to all your units and provide a lot of other additional benefits. I'm gonna be covering Arks which most of you should have, which are Rs and SR Arks. Now if you like the video, do smash that thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel for more Last Cloudia content. Now before I move on, I'll explain my considerations as how I rate the Arks. A lot of it is coming from my experience of the effects, and they are based off three things. I look at the teachable skills, its AER, Arc Eater rewards, and its abilities when equipping it. Another thing to note on Arks is when you level them, two things can happen. One is you unlock more teachable skills, the other is you make Arc abilities stronger. Now that's clear, let's do this. Top 10 beginner Arks. Rs and SRs that I recommend focusing first in no order of importance. Number 1, Eldon Coliseum. Now looking at the teachable skills, the prize here is of course EXP up. Now this skill itself only needs to be worn by one of your units out of the 3 or 4 in a team, as you will increase 20% of EXP given to your team whilst completing the stage. So you only need one unit to wear this, and it doesn't stack. So why is it important is that at the early stages of the game, you will want to be leveling a lot of your units, and it gets a little bit harder when it gets above 80 levels. And of course, the other skills like Healing Wind is a very decent spell early game for heals, as you don't really necessarily need a full-time healer. This can act as a studio heal for your whole team. The killers, they are very useful in niche situations, so they are really good to have. And the next thing that I would say why is this arc good is because of its abilities when you are equipping the arc, as it grants your unit flinch resistance. So this is particularly in arena, whereby the unit will not be flinched in the first 30 seconds of the wave. And of course, there are some other skills to it, like taking lesser damage from humans and boosting MND gradually during the match. So the main thing is the non-flinchable ability, whereby in the arena it would prove to be pretty useful for your units to not be able to flinch. So if you do not have pirate ship which works for your whole team, then this could be something that you would want to level and put on your main damage dealer so he or she doesn't get interrupted early on. This might be able to win you matches. Alright. So next we have the Arc Eater reward, pretty decent axe here, Warlord's Halberd, with a 10% SCT recovery. Useful if you don't have any better options from SSR Arcs. Now, I recommend leveling this arc to 10. Next we have number 2, Sorcerers Eden. Now main thing is its magic ups and fast aura. Very useful for powering up your mages early game, allowing faster clears. Now do note it works off base stats, so levels and awakening of your unit does make a difference to how much these add. Now arc abilities and AER are pretty weak, so I recommend leveling this arc to level 10. Number 3, Geist Training Mountain. Now similar to Sorcerers Eden, this is for physical attack ups and fast brave for that. Additionally, its arc abilities can also provide some form of value if you are lacking a physical arc on your unit for clearing content. Plus 20% strength when there's 4 or more enemies, and plus 6% strength per wave up to 3 waves. Now it has a bad AER, so I don't recommend that. So what I recommend for this arc is leveling it to 10. Number 4, Beast Hunter. Now this needs no introduction, I think, but I'm still gonna say it. Now the main reason is because of its activatable skill. Now this is a later released function whereby some arcs have skills which can be activated in-game. For Beast Hunter, it activates a steal chance. Depending on your arc skill level, this is different from your normal arc levels. Now you have to use extend points on it to level it. To get points, you need to pull dupes or duplicate copies of Beast Hunter, or use Prayer Stardust, which also works. At level 1, it's a 20% steal chance, and at level 10, it's 100%. Now only one item can be stolen per enemy. Now teachable skills are very useful. Having surprise attack only plays for crit up 3, although it's a bit expensive SE wise. Now pride is good, claw equip can be good if you have a good claw. And Beast Slayer, niche but works on specific stages like the Thunderbird. Now the AER is trash, so I'm not going to talk about it. So I recommend leveling arc skill. And it's good to level the arc to level 10 for crit if you have units who need crit. But this isn't priority. Do it as the next best thing. Now number 5, Red Moon Ruins. Now this is going to be pretty obvious also. I've mentioned this in a couple of times in other videos, which is Red Moon Stone, the Arc Eater reward, or AER. So this is very very important for spell casters, because they really depend on casting or getting their spells off quickly. So it reduces the time whereby they are standing there doing nothing, right? So, and to get the spell off quicker. So this is 20% cast speed. Not many accessories does add that, so this is one of them. Now teachable skill of high level magic chant is also very useful, and I would say crucial that you always want on your mage or even support. Note that there's only 2 arcs that gives you, this skill, and for this arc in particular it unlocks at level 8, while for the other arc, which is Hidden Treasure Macchiodine, it's at level 6. Now do not level this to 10 if you are chasing this skill, as it's not worth for the arc abilities. And if you have Macchiodine, do not bother leveling with this. So what I recommend for this arc is getting its Arc Eater reward. Now number 6, Shrine of Heresy. Now this is gonna be also similar to the previous arc, which is main thing is for the cast speed, which is for this item here, Cultist Pendant. This is very very important. Do make sure that you guys know that this is only for attack magic. So this arc or this reward accessory, will not be usable for support units. Alright, so very very important accessory to get from this AER. Now a couple of useful skills like weak, it reduces the resistances of opponents or the target by 20, which is definitely going to be useful. And however, the arc ability is not useful at all. So what I recommend for getting this arc itself is the Arc Eater reward. Now number 7, Thunderstone Luster. Now I would say why this arc is here is due to a special mechanic which has helped me in certain tough fights while I was progressing. As you can see, this arc is focused on thunder element magic. However, one of the arc abilities is adding a chance to stun on thunder magic. It's 5%, but the CC lasts for a decent amount of time. So if you're looking for a way to beat certain fights, this might be able to help you through. Now do take note of enemies' resistances and make sure they are not nailed to stun. Now I recommend getting this to level 10 for the cheese. Now number 8. Moonlit Murder. Teachable skills of Backstab, Flying Shadow, Crit Up 2, and Special Boost. All these are very useful skills, especially Special Boost, and it increases damages of Slayer and Killers. Now very effective way of increasing your damage against specific enemies if you have the Slayers for it. The Ark Eater reward is also pretty decent for lower level users. Now I recommend leveling to 10 for this arc and maybe grind the AER. Now number 8. Magic Mirror Pomram. Now this is mainly here for the teachable skill Decoy. I can't remember how many times this skill saved my life. It's like a second chance within the fight itself. Example, you made a mistake of not healing in time, or there's some instances of the boss one-shots you, you get knocked down, but you get up again, they're never gonna keep you. Okay, it only happens once, alright? Now AER is decent on supports, increasing buff duration, saving you MP. Now recommended to level this to 10, and maybe grind the AER. Now last but not least, Altar of the Forbidden Book. Now it's here for its arc ability, fantastic for mages, or maybe even supports in certain situations like Arena. So what it does, it reduces the casting cost by half, rounded down. But your unit loses 20% max HP per cast. Now it also increases magic damage by 25% and makes your unit less likely to be interrupted while casting attack magic. Now this is really useful for mage, particularly if you're having MP issues for mages, which doesn't innately have, immovable object skill. It also saves you some SC. Not that fantastic for damage wise, and you need to take care of making sure it doesn't kill him or herself. Now this can be done by having crits and Proud Force skill, which grants lifesteal on crits. Now on the teachable skills, Recast is a particularly useful skill for units that are unable to instacast, and also if you don't want to be wearing cast speed accessories. So Magic Castle can be useful at times, the rest are more fire focused. AER is also fire focused if you want a unit to be able to crit with fire spells, saving you 6 SC, else it's pretty niche. Now definitely recommend leveling this arc to level 10. Now there you guys have it. This is the top 10 arcs I would say for beginners that I would recommend for you guys leveling. And if you like this video, do smash that like button so that it gets shared with more people who are not clear of this information. Alright, so of course subscribe to my channel for more Last Cloudia content, and do leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have anything that you would like to see me cover on. Alright guys, and I'm gonna see you guys in the anniversary. Take care, Xez here, signing out.
Last Cloudia.